good. Okay, let's switch that one here over. So we are looking to for the match between Expedition 33 and the TheMaldClub. They should have started the next game pretty much about now.
I need no. Oh, draft, yeah, and then an invitation.
Yeah, I
And we
did.
need to know about the maps.
Yeah. All at once here. Okay, so there is. I did put the draft on screen. Um, in terms of maps, they started with Pigeon's View, and now it's gonna be next Dry Arabia. And after that, if there's gonna be a third game, it would be Water Lane. So, fingers crossed. Maybe we're gonna see it sometime. I don't know. Um, yeah, you can. There's always hoping. So you're in my group. Okay, good. Yeah, sexy teams. Yeah, your word in God's oar here. But we're actually gonna see that one. So let's hop right over. You're in my group, right? Right? Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so game is loading up. Switch the screen over, or the scene rather. And there we have it, folks. So Deniskya playing the Japanese in blue against with Scatterbrained in yellow, playing the Byzantines against Grigorov in green playing Delhi, and Malians first time today, played by John Empires, or also called Moo. And another
And we can
three
have a delay.
3.5 minutes delay. Why do you I mean, if you have so many options for the delay and you pick the 5 minute like every
Because it's standard.
well, yeah, I guess so. And I mean, like the stakes are high, and I don't know. Anyway,
No, I mean, this is the time which is set up once you start a new game, right?
isn't it like 2 minutes?
I'm pretty sure it's 5.
You might be right. Yeah,
It doesn't matter.
yeah, you're probably right. Mm.
However, let's talk about the matchup about the civilizations on Dry Arabia. I mean, Dry Arabia standard land map,
Yeah, yes.
Byzantine, Delhi, Mali. Okay, Japanese.
Japanese feels a little bit interesting. Yeah, that's for sure. Um, and Malians isn't being played as often nowadays. I don't think that it's necessarily regarded as as a weak civilization, but it's definitely not one of the favorite ones. Might also have to do with the fact that they're being played completely different. Um, and so maybe that's one of the reasons why they're usually not super high favored. Um, but yeah, I mean, Japanese feels a little bit strange on Dry Arabia. Like that's maybe like the one civilization where I'm like, oh, I don't know, like maybe you don't play it on Dry Arabia, but um, I mean, if we're looking or if we're thinking about the draft, what options they did have available. Um, so on Scatterbrain's side, there was Rus, Jeanne d'Arc, Jussis Legacy in English, although they did play one game, so I don't know exactly what they played before. And on the other side, there was Knights Templar, Mongols, Ottomans, and Abbasid. And again, two of them are gone already. So yeah, okay. Let me find out what they played before, and then maybe it makes more sense to figure out why
Yeah,
they.
but talking about Mali, I mean, when we say Mali is not that common or not that high valued or however you wanna
Mm,
name it, looking to what? So
mm,
on KPMM or Silver League, for example, we see Mali still going or get chosen by the players, also get banned in the draft. So Mali is still a threat and still an option for the high level players, I'd say. I agree on ladder. I don't face Mali that often as well, but I never faced Mali on ladder that often over the all seasons. Even though
yeah.
in the last season, when when Pro Scout was a thing and Mali was, I mean, Mali was is Pro Scout strength
Mm,
civilization because of the warrior scouts and stuff like this. So I don't think. I think Mali is what you mentioned, especially on ladder, and when we talk about low elo legends, what we as Rising Empires also organize, it's not that common because of the special mechanics how it is to be played.
Yeah.
So it's not that kind of not that kind of basic, not kind of basic like English or French. Also not because a lot of people maybe have experience of AOE2. I don't think I don't know any AOE2 Civ which works like Mari. So maybe this is more the point, but not because of the civilization is strong or weak or something like this. I mean, it's still a strong civilization.
Yeah, yeah, no, absolutely, and that's what I was trying to say. It's not a weak civilization. It's just that, especially in our tournaments, which I for various reasons follow more closely than other tournaments, is like I usually don't see Valiants in like in lower legends and even in Warchief Club. It's not very common. Um, and but I mean, yeah, it's still a cool and fun civilization for sure. By the way, in the previous games, they did play Knights Templar and Mongols and Jeanne d'Arc in English on either side, and so we had at least two Knights Templar Mongols combinations already today. And then English and French, or English and the French variant, also pretty standard and pretty strong synergy between the players and the civilizations. Um, but yeah, so let's jump into this game. Grigorov here, as seen on the screen, playing the Delhi in green on the left side. Together with Malians, already setting up pit mines, 6 houses. Um, Overall, fairly standard stuff. Byzantines is on gold, is on stone. I really have to look at that opening if that is apparently standard with 2 villagers. It feels a little bit extensive, I have to admit, with 2 villagers on stone.
Yeah.
Um, and then last but
No,
not least, Japanese on the left side in blue.
yeah, and Japanese already gone for the Tovo check and is heavy on berries, 4 on gold. So he's going for the maybe no, not maybe, because of the numbers of villagers on berries. I'd expect he's going for a classic castle
Mm-hmm.
timing. And the 2 on stone is quite quite normal, because with 2 on stone as Byzantine, uh, you have level 3 cistern once you hit feudal age,
Yeah.
and this is huge. I mean, you have 80%, 18 percentage gathering rate on top with all villagers around a cistern, and you gather resources definitely around the cisterns
Mm.
as Byzantine during the time you have level 3, and laterly you will hit 4 and 5 very fast. So that's the standard opening, and we see already dropped the second cistern close to the wood line. So wood line is completely safe as level 2 and level 3. Pretty sure we will see very soon. We have 90 gold in the bank already. So how much cost it? 120. So just 1 or 2 drops, and he will drop the third one as well.
Mm.
1 gold mine. So talking about the civilizations and the the opening. John Empires, the Mali player, has a pit mine close to the map, and that is one the chat suggested or supposed or was talking about. Dropped as argument why Mali is a bit weird in this map pool, because of the situations of the golds on all those maps we have in the pool. And the second gold is, according to what Reagan said in the chat, Mali don't have so many maps, or has not so many options for safe goals, and his second gold is far in front of his base.
Mm.
So very raidable and vulnerable. And on the other side, Delhi, which does not need so much gold, has 2 back golds.
Yeah, well, life is unfair, folks. So, uh, get used to it. Um, but yeah, I mean, at the same time, I would say if you want to play Malians in on this map pool, I'd probably I think that Dry Arabia is probably one of the better maps to do it. Um, maybe Enlightened Horizon would work as well, but that's a little bit odd. But that could work. And then I don't know, maybe Relic River as well. I'm not 100% sure. Um, but yeah, I mean, the thing is, I just haven't found that opening, like the build order somewhere. I need to look if I like, you know, maybe I'll use that on my own. I did switch to 1 villager on stone, and that feels very nice. But maybe 2 is the ideal one, and then you just pull them off at some point. As we've seen here, barracks being opened with the Byzantine instead of a mercenary house for now.
I mean, I'd say it makes totally sense because, yeah, Japanese is going for castle timing. He has 5 on gold, 2 towers next to the gold one, and close to the deer pack, which is next to the gold. So that's definitely his castle timing. So someone needs to get some military on the field to defend their boss bases against the incoming Ghazis, and definitely you have to expect some Ghazis by Delhi, because what else should they go for? I mean, Mali for stable early on, I wouldn't expect that. So Ghazis, definitely, Delhi is going for Ghazis, and because of this, the Rex for some spears makes totally sense and is a counter call or reaction to the Ghazi Raiders. Ghazi Raiders, Grigorov tried to raid some Echo by the Japanese guy, but unfortunately he was fighting under 2 TCs, I would say, under 2 towers with already emplacements tagged up and fully garrisoned by 5 villagers each. So 1 Ghazi Raider died immediately. So good start here for Deniskya, I would say. He's roaming with the scout around the spot and is heavily eating the deer. So he wants to get it safe and early, not to be addicted later on. So he's saving all his sheep, 10 sitting on the TC, and some are already dead to get eaten later after he hits castle, obviously. And he's close to looking the resources.
Yeah, very, very close. Actually, in the meantime, Scatterbrained has opened the mercenary house close to the market, which gives him access to the Jugunu and later on the war elephants, and then has opted for the western contract. So he's looking for the longbows. Right now he will have them out. Oh, okay, he will have them out, which, okay, he's pop capped unfortunately right now. But oh, that's so unfortunate. Like, once they pop out here, oh, do you cancel them even at this? Like, I mean, you might even cancel them just so they don't die immediate. Oof. Because
I don't think they.
the javelin throws, they're an issue here.
Yeah, but there are
Dontos
horsemen
not.
coming from the back. The Dontos get completely cleared, and now he lost 2 longbows, maybe a 3rd one, but I'm not sure if he's really losing the 3rd one. No. So 2 longbows against 4 Dontos and 2 javelin throwers. I think it's worth it.
Yeah, you take that for sure. Yeah, I was just like, like I didn't see the horseman. I was like, if it's only the longbows, you might actually just cancel it and wait it out or whatever. So a little bit unfortunate timing, but still was able to get out ahead, get out on top. Still, meanwhile Deniskya reaching Castle Age, a solid timing at the same time. Delhi hasn't been sleeping. and did already capture the sacred sites. So a lot of like you could call it passive pressure points from either team. Delhi putting a lot of pressure on with the sacred sites, and at the same time, Japanese in Castle Age is not easy and fun to deal with if you leave it unchecked for too long. I haven't checked if the
Yeah.
horsemen from the Byzantines found any eco damage because they can raid very effectively if they have the one tech, the Expilatores, getting 2 more damage against workers, and also 20 gold per worker kill, which is very, very good.
Not yet. They were defending the base and now trying to decap. And meanwhile, they tried to decap the middle sacred side. They killed the scholar because Delhi is catching up with the castle timing just now and prepared some scholars to get the relics back very fast, very early. He has a decent castle timing, but only 3 scholars on the field, so his techs will need need a long time. One relic gets, or one scholar gets catched by the horseman, the second one by the mounted samurais, and a third one also get catched by the mountain samurais. So Delhi, rough spot, losing 4 scholars, 3 scholars at least in this situation. Once he had only 7 overall or something like this, that hurts a lot. And Mali did a smart move, or this team did a smart move. The second pit mine is built on the first daily gold. So kind of a safe pit mine, because next to the TC or right inside the daily base. I mean, the daily mining camp will block one house and block some passive income, but yeah, having a safe pit mine or exposed one, I would prefer a safe one, even though I get a little bit less passive income because of one missing house. Once I can build it up later. And Mounted Samurais has to be careful here fighting the Donsos, even though they are only feudal, they do quite a good damage. But it looks like it's not any kill.
No, but that's gonna change very soon. As soon as they can hit another, yeah, throw another javelin, um, and yeah, the army that Malians has out on the field, even though yeah, as you said, it was just feudal, but still very very strong. And I do wonder, like, just the mechanic with the deflective armor and then the Donzo with the spear throw, you can basically get down, like get the deflective armor out, and then you brace against the charge of the samurai, and you can very quickly kill them. So Donzo's probably one of the best units to deal with the mounted samurai.
Yeah, I mean, Donzos or Mali spears are called as one of the best spears overall in the game. Because of this kind of throw. So that's kind of consequent. Once they are called as best, they are also good against mounted samurais, right? But as you mentioned, the throw in combination with the brace might be a good counter pick here against the Japanese play, and Japanese decided to put 2 year wait Yorishiros, oh my god.
Yeah,
Yorishiros
Yorishiro.
into the stables, into the 2, and 1 into the TC. So he's committing completely into mounted samurais and tries to boost his echo quite a bit with one of those 3 Yorishiros into the TC. Now getting on the second gold, so has to move out of the base, saving it with 2 towers, bringing the next relic home. Has 2 sacred site at home, but I'm pretty sure he has more monks on the field. Oh no, only one monk on the field. So 2 sacred sites safe by Japanese, and already 2 sacred sites saved by 4 sacred site
Yeah,
relics.
relics. The other
Come
one.
on, what? Oh my god. Sorry, guys. 4 relics already saved by Delhi. So Delhi might in a better spot, not might, Delhi, according to the relic count, is definitely in a better spot than Japanese.
Yeah, so even though Delhi was a little bit delayed, like not delayed necessarily, but like a little bit slower in the castle age than the Japanese, was able to get some of the relics. Meanwhile, Scatterbrained doing a very nice raid in the back, killing a lot of villagers, and he did get a lot of gold back from the kills. So basically, totally paying off the horsemen. In the meantime, um, did oh no, I was so confused for a second. I was like, why did Malians go for the berries on this side of the map? But there was like, yeah, it wasn't the workers, it was the javelin throws and the donzos. So Scatterbrain cleaning up his base a little bit, and overall, I mean, Malians with a little bit of a mismacro here, a lot of gold, but not really anything else. Okay, I was gonna say like pretty far off Castle Age, but yeah, he did go Castle Age in the meantime, so that it feels very reassuring. Um, Almost has a full cow boom going as well. There's only no wait, where's the wait? Anyway, no, I can count apparently today. So full cow boom already in place, so he should be able to catch up very soon.
Yeah, and mounted samurais are still roaming around the map, so just a set of 9 with the bannerman now moving from the Mali base upwards to the back of the Delhi base, and Longbow Mass is fighting the Donzos with javelin throws and sofas mixed in, and now cataphracts and crossbows supporting the longbows and fighting the Malian army in front of the Malian base. Sacred sites getting kept and decapped, kept and decapped, and recapped and kept and decapped. So that's a all-time changing forward and backward, changing the owners. Just once it's taken, it feels like. Just a small Zuganu run by Scatterbrained here in the back of the base on the deer food, but gets already sawn or just sawn in time, seen in time by Joan Empires, saved some villagers, and now not reacting after he sent them back to work. Just lost 4, 5, 6 villagers, something like this, to those five Zugunus in the back of his base. Walls dropped by Scatterbrained, and now Scatterbrained is pushing together with his army and the mounted samurai support into the Delhi base, and Delhi has 20 military units on the field, but out of position, obviously, and is struggling quite a lot. In pop, he's dropping to 48, 45, 29 echo units, 16, 15 military. Delhi is in big trouble.
Yeah, I mean, he's also getting heavily camped here by both the mounted samurai and the cataphract, so two of the strongest cavalry units in the game camping his production. The barracks here under attack is really struggling to put any kind of response to that, and Malians is now coming to help, and yeah, was able to catch up a little bit here at least, but that could almost be too little too late. It's you do have a little bit of reinforcements coming up from the Japanese Byzantine comp as well, but are they gonna be able to hold? That's the question. And Scatterbrain is floating a ton of gold as well, so if he remacros a little bit, he could pump out so many more cataphracts. He's going for a Tiro Siphon to make it a little bit easier to mow down the town center, and yeah, great to get all the relics, but if you lose the mosque, you also lose the relics. So that definitely is a very, very difficult position for Delhi to be in.
And it feels like, I mean, never underestimate a daily echo once he's hits caster as a full cow boom, and he did, but it looks like a dead situation for this team here, even though there's a full Kaobum doing his work, because I'm not sure if defensive Vololo might be a good one. Offensive Vololo by the Japanese player. Japanese monk get killed in time, and defensive Vololo did not do anything, just retreating the people a little bit. Now again a yellow Vololo, offensive one. And yeah, the Malian army is way too small to keep the pressure by boss enemies, so he definitely can't carry that alone. And it looks like Grigorov, his base gets overwhelmed by siege and cataphracts and mounted samurais together with longbows.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like, yeah, he wants to drop a defensive keep here, but I don't think that that's gonna change too much here. I mean, it will be nice to at some point to have a second town center. So like for the long term, that might be really nice. But I mean, in terms of units, he doesn't really have anything on the field right now, and Malians is pushed back into his base here. Has a hard time dealing with all the cataphracts and mounted samurai, losing villagers again. So I don't think that this is something that they can actually hold. Even while he was building that keep, he was losing a handful of villages. Um, and yeah, that is the moment where they surrender the game. At least one of them. I don't know if the other ones continue to fight.
Maybe he wants to.
Oh, that would be. It's like, you know what? Like, I'm up for the challenge. Let's do it. 1v2, bring it on. Oh no. Okay, never mind.
Game is called. At least game is called GG to both of them. So game plan, yeah, overwhelming with the castle timing with stable units, obviously by Japanese and Byzantine.
Yeah, and I mean, it does make sense. Both Japanese and Byzantines, they do like to go fast castle, or relatively fast castle at least. Um, and so it's kind of like this 1TC fast castle, and then take the strongest unit that I can possibly get, and then run into the base of my opponent. And as we've seen, it worked really well. A lot of villager kills. I mean, this was mostly for with the horsemen and stuff, but like then you can clap your opponent with the strong units. Um, and that's really difficult. I mean, we see like even though Japanese never really had an overwhelming amount of units, like those were all mounted samurai. So in terms of value and not just count, that's really strong. And Byzantines, a lot of like cheaper units, a lot of longbows and limitanis even. But then also adding some cataphracts into the mix. That's yeah super tough to deal with.